Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risk their lives and their freedom to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking at the heathen but are not, by way of their forefather seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as were the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Zekalia, and this video is an update regarding the mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip. Alright, so here it is. The wicked agenda of the wicked elite of Esau Edom, which their goal is to push the microchip. Alright, that is at the forefront of their New World Order agenda. Okay, and as such, all of the leaders around the world are following the mandate set by the wicked elite of Esau Edom, who are those elite bankers. Okay, so all of these countries around the world are developing their central bank digital currencies, their digital identification systems, and are implementing their digital public infrastructure to meet the demands for when it is that the microchip becomes mandatory worldwide, because that is the prophecy at hand. That is well on its way. Let's read it in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That mark is the microchip. All right, and it says in the hand and the foreheads, which is talking about the microchip that we know about in the hand and then the brain microchip. Both are up and running and successful, as in they're working. The technology is available, it's ready to go. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So unless you have the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to conduct life in society as we know it. You won't be able to buy any food. You won't be able to be a seller. You know, you have to be a part of the system. That's why it says he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. They intend to microchip the entire world. So knowing the prophecy, understanding the prophecy, knowing what the mark of the beast is, which is a microchip, and then understanding how this microchip works, we know what's going on. Okay, everything is going digital, and they've deemed it as the intelligence age, the digital age, the fourth industrial revolution. Everything is going cashless, right? So everything's going digital, so the money is going digital as well. That's why they're building these central bank digital currencies all around the world. And yes, America is included as well, all right, because America signed the Genius Act, which brought stablecoin into law, which is a digital currency that has a one-to-one ratio to the US dollar. So we're very close to this prophecy coming to pass. And all of these leaders around the world are pushing forward with the agenda in every single country. As it says in the book of Job chapter 9 and verse 24, that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Esau is in his blessing. This is his rulership. Okay? The fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. So he's doing his thing. And with that, knowing what's going on, we take a look here. Albania's leader pushes dream of first cashless society. And it's not the only country that's doing this. As once again, it is that mandate that's the goal, the NWO at hand. The plan to ban cash by the end of the decade will be difficult to realize in a country distrustful of banks. All right, so even when reading something like that, it doesn't make me feel any type of way, because Bible prophecy is going to come to pass no matter what. So many times, you know, knowing the prophecies, there will be articles that come out regarding the topic. You read the topic, you know what it is, and then Esau always does this kind of dance of, if maybe we want to do it, but we're not sure. It looks hard, but we're not sure. All these kinds of things, you know, the same song and dance, the same routine. It's very tired at this point. All right. At the end of the day, he has his goal and prophecies at hand, and Yahweh Shemisha is in full control. So they will launch the microchip, and they will bring the world into chaos and do everything that they need to do to bring it about. It is a part of their new slavery system that they intend to bring in. right? So it's all going to happen. So that's that one. Can Albania really become a cashless economy? Can Albania really become a cashless economy? So that was 2 days ago, you know. Maybe I read a little bit on this one. In a country where cash is king, Prime Minister Edi Rama's ambition to make Albania go without by 2030 would turn society on its head. And then let's realize something else. That when it is that this information comes out about moving towards this new system, their target goal around the world, when you hear each one of them talking about it, they're bringing it up and saying 2030, 2030, right? I think even I have an article that, where is it at? Maybe it's still, yes, here. Caribbean aims for a 2030 vision of shared digital ecosystem, which goes to show you it's all one agenda. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just the Caribbean or Albania, it's the rest of the world. Okay? So there's obviously something at hand when all of these countries around the world are unanimously in a way saying, oh, they're reaching for 2030 to accomplish this goal of being cashless and transform into a digital society and all these kinds of things. It's all for the purpose of Esau's NWO, which is going to be all about that microchip and its implementation and mass implantation. Okay? Let's see. Much of the reason for this at the moment so many transactions happen under the counter, the elimination of cash is an absolute priority for countries with high informality and destabilizing amounts of illegal money in the financial system. And that's one of the reasons that they use, because they say that they can't track all of the fiat money, the money that has nothing backed by it around the world. They can't track it. There are people who are using this money whenever they want to in certain places. You know what I'm saying? They want to be able to track everything. So their answer to that, their solution is to have a digital currency, things that are on a digital database, a digital platform, so that they can see every single number going in and out. Okay? And so here, let's read this more recent article. Can Albania really become a cashless society? Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama won a fourth mandate in May, promising Albanian citizens that he would lead the country into the European Union by 2030. In mid-July, he announced another major plan for the same time frame. We have an ambition that by the end of this decade, Albania will become a cashless society, meaning that all interactions and financial transactions are fully digital. Now, we have to remember as well the microchip itself and how it functions, right? And why it is that we're able to claim that this is the system coming in. Because if you don't know how the microchip works or how it functions, you may be a little bit confused. So I have these two videos that I'm going to play to show you.
Listen to this. Instead of carrying your wallet in your back pocket or your purse.
Fair use, by the way, no copyright intended or anything like that.
A tech company wants you to keep it under your skin.
All right, so let's explain here. Walletmore is selling microchips implanted in your hand as an alternate payment.
So the microchip is implanted in your hand as an alternative payment. The microchip is a digital device that has information on it. It has all of their personal identification. It has their financial information on it, their medical information on it, really anything that you want to store on it. All right. And then we can see by way of the digital identification system that's coming in that it is a stepping stone heading towards the microchip, because the digital ID system, which has been proposed by the World Economic Forum, shows us digital ID, WEF, and it will show you this digital ID is intended to store all of this information on it. You see, including your financials. So this system is coming in as well, alongside these central bank digital currencies. So the digital ID is going to have everything stored on it, and then it's just a stepping stone where they'll just transfer that onto the microchip when they decide to make it mandatory worldwide. Okay. So let's
Could
listen
this be
more.
the future? Maybe. Once you set up your card info in the company's app, look at this. It says payments could be as easy as swiping your hand over a card reader. Right now, chips are not.
And the point of sales machines is already accepting microchip payments, which goes to show you how far along we are. Remember, the technology for both the hand and the brain microchip are up and running and successful, so we're very close. Right now, what I'm seeing, besides the development of the digital ID system, which is a stepping stone towards that microchip, and the central bank digital currency, which is a transformation of the monetary system to go digital, is the digital public infrastructure of it all, right? Because the cities, the world, the countries, their digital public infrastructure has to be built up to certain levels in order for, this thing, because the prophecy says, he calls it all about small and great, and that no man shall buy or sell unless you have the microchip, to paraphrase. So the intention is that Esau is going to have people microchipped, and then when they're microchipped, they're going to be using that microchip for literally every single thing that they do in their life. Every single thing. It's all going to be about using that one microchip. And it shows you with this digital ID how it is that they want to connect people to this entire system. And here it even mentions the smart cities as well, because the smart cities is a part of it. Government services, your phone is going to be connected to your digital ID. Your internet ID is going to be connected to your digital ID. There it is. Medical information. And what did Trump do the other day? He said that he's transforming the medical industry to go completely digital. He has a $500 billion AI infrastructure that is speed running in America, and he signed stablecoin into law. Then there was an article that I brought out the other day where they're saying that on the back of the Genius Act and the stablecoin, they are seeing that they want or need to implement a digital ID as well. So everything is tying together. It's all in front of our faces, man.
Over a card reader. Right now, chips are not sold in the U.S. Crazy.
Find industrial machines at factory prices on Alibaba.com with guaranteed on-time delivery.
So look at this one. What's going on here? ID, wallet, keys, all in your hand. So when it is that the prophets of Yahweh Shemeshah are claiming these things, like that the digital ID is a stepping stone, it shows you. Because knowing how the microchip itself works, let's Google it, man. Biometric microchip. Biometric microchip. Biometric. Biometric microchip is a small injectable device containing an RFID and NFC chip that stores personal information, including biometrics and other data like medical history or payment details, you see, which can be accessed by an external device. These chips offer benefits such as enhanced security, convenience for access, control, and payments, and efficient record management, but they also raise concerns about privacy, whatever. Okay, it's gonna come regardless of what they want to say about it. How they work: technology, implantation, data storage. They store a unique ID number and can link to external databases or directly hold information like fingerprints, iris scans, medical history, emergency contacts, and payment details. Reading data. All right. Uses and benefits: access control. Users can unlock doors, vehicles, and devices, or log onto computers and buildings using the microchip. Chips can be used for contactless payment, so they use a microchip to make payments. It identifies you, right? And you have a biometric ID as well. That's why it's called the biometric microchip, because you're identified by way of your biometrics, your eye scan, fingerprint scan, all that kind of stuff. All right. So it says, we got the main point of it, right? There's more here, but that's how it works. And the image of it, right? That's the microchip. That's it.
When Elias Brotberger goes to work, he doesn't need ID. And he doesn't need money. In fact, much of what he needs to get through the day is hidden right there, just below the surface, in his hand.
You like to touch it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's like a grain of rice.
Yeah, grain of rice.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
Yeah, it's all in the chip, so I use it like to get around the building.
Buy snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
So seeing as that we do know that the mark of the beast is a microchip, and we know how the microchip works and what it does, and that it is used for the payments, it is the mark of the beast, right? Then we know that when it is that they're going cashless, because a microchip is a digital device that uses digital payments, then we know that it is moving towards Esau's system and that we're inching closer to the fulfillment of the prophecy. All right, this is what is going on. Okay, so the warning has gone out from Yahweh Shemisha, and the warning shall continue to go out until that famine of the word kicks in, which actually, I just seen a brother post a video about that famine of the word, a famine of the word on the internet, about moves that Esau is trying to make, or not even just trying, will eventually, because the famine of the word shall come to pass, so it will be an eventuality to push us off of the internet, and then eventually they'll push us off of the highways and byways. So get this while it's still available. And that's another warning from Yahweh Shemishai. All right, so this warning here is to not take the microchip, or else you will be destroyed. Salvation is only for the Israelites. Our Lord Yahushua is going to be returning, but Yahushua is going to return and deliver only the elect of the nation of Israel. And if you take that microchip, you don't have no chance for salvation. It's over for you. Okay? In Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shemishai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you will be tormented in the thermonuclear fire, right? America is going to be destroyed by those ICBM missiles, and 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, and those people are going to be taking the microchip. Okay? And when it says worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, it's talking about you bending the knee to Esau, because at the word worship here at G4352, it's the Greek word proskuneo, which when you go down, it says like a dog licking his master's hand. So when you take the microchip, you as an Israelite, that would be like you licking your master's hand like a dog. And that would be you declaring that your salvation is in Esau. So the Lord is going to destroy you for that. Right? So that's what it is, man. We're very close. I'm going to go back to the OG article. Can Albania really become a cashless society? Or rather, they are moving towards a cashless society, and their goal is 2030. And Esau, he's been exposed, man. Yahweh Shemisha has exposed him, and we really are very, very close. And their goal appears to be 2030. But I will say this, anything can happen at this point. The way that prophecy has developed, looking at the final prophecies to come to pass, it can be any day, And things can happen sooner than 2030. As the scriptures say, our salvation is nearer than when we believed. So remain in the spirit the best that you can, and fight as much as you can, man. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. With that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai B'Shem Kodesh. Shalom.